EK Magneto. Before we get on to this one-on-one magneto assembly, let's in today's time, what we have to deal with when we buy something, and just a little comparison here to get us up to date to what you will be working with as compared to what came in a Wico EK Magneto when it was made factory new. And right here I laid out this right here row. That is a complete original type fixed point set. It was a points and a spacer fiber, and then a little fiber ring, a fiber insulator, and a large brass washer for the kill button, a lock washer, a nut, one of them wire things that holds everything together, a flat brass washer, a lock washer, and another nut. That was made up that one. Okay, most likely what you are going to be working with there on your workbench, and the reason that I laid in some parts here to put everybody on the same page, so to speak, is if you place an order for some of the parts dealers, this is what you'll be receiving right here in a points kit. You get the fixed point, the fiber washer, and the hole in it's too big right there. It's not sized to that. And then you get this plastic thing right here, which takes the place of these two. It's those two made together is this thing right here. Okay, this washer here is this one, and you see the difference in the size, and this thing here, this plastic thing, is bigger than this washer. So on most of them, your kill button will not work after you put this point set in, unless it happens to make contact with one of these nuts right here. And they are bigger than these two, so it's a possibility that it would do it. But this washer was replaced with the internal thread lock washer. This nut was replaced with that big old thing right there. And then this whole setup right here is just left non-existent, and this washer was replaced with the internal, and this nut was with this one. That's the difference in the two. Oh, it's not good, but they will work, and it's what we are going to put this set right here in this magneto, because most likely that's what you'll have. This is a perfectly good set, and normally what I would put in a mag, and I'll put this in one. I've got several to do. Okay, that's the fixed part. The movable point set is a little more better. This is the original one. This is the type washer it had, and the new one has got one of them there. It's just a hardware thing they picked up there. That's a normal off-the-shelf bolt right there. Nothing made special except this one. And it doesn't. This new point set does not come with a spring, so you do have to salvage your original spring to use over here in your new set, or either procure a new spring. You do get a couple of insulating felts, oiling felts. You do get two of them. The holes right there are too small. We'll have to enlarge them two holes right there, but you do get two of them. You only need to use one. And if you are ordering the insulating set, you will get two of these thin electrical insulating pads and a lower housing spacer. You do need that right there, but you know I usually try to do everything in house, so I do make my insulating pads and the lower housing gasket, and it works really good, and it does have electrical insulating properties. And the condenser, this would be my normal condenser to use right here, rated at 15 at 0.15 microfarad. This one here is one that you can buy from the suppliers out there. It was I don't know where who listed this one right here, but it's this one is a 0.15 microfarad at 630 volts. That's the way this one is. And this one, you know, we tested it the other day. It came out to be 0.21 microfarads, and this one came out to be 0.22. I'm going to put this one in this magneto today because most likely this is what you'll be using. And I did go ahead and add an original type protector on the thing here. I already installed 2 eyelets right there. So we will be using this one. My normal condenser would be this one. The coil, if you remember, we'll be working with these type coils right here. And so let's move around yonder and put them on there. And the show goes on. Let's assemble these small parts here so they don't get lost. And I'll show y'all a shop tip for today. It's this thing right here. It's one of these things right here. You get them up there to the hardware store, I'm thinking. But it's some kind of chuck. That's a good, nice, heavy-duty one right there. Yard sale item. But it's a 3-jaw chuck up in there, and you can put a drill bit in there. Oh, you need to try to get yourself one of them. What I'm going to use it for, I'll show it to you. You put that right up in there, and this thing right here, that's one of them things right there. It comes in a gun cleaning kit, and get the different sizes, and get the copper and the stainless steel, whatever material you got. I really don't like copper for this instance, but I'm going to show you how to use it. You just go right up in there to clean out that there point tear, and you can scrub out the inside of that. I've done cleaned this one. I don't want that copper up in there on this one right here. I'd rather have a stainless steel one right there. But that's the way it works. It's just a shop tip, and you can clean that out real good. And that's about a 38 special, I'm thinking. But anyway, that's all it is, just a little shop tip. Pass on with that there and get on to these points on this EK Magneto. And like I was telling you a minute ago, that washer right there is way too big for this right here. I don't know where this thing was made at, but you know, it ain't good. You just put that right up in there like that. Let it fall in there like that. There are little fiber washers in yonder. Hold that with your thumbnail right there, and that's that white fiber washer, and the little part goes down in that hole in there like that in order to make an insulating thing. That's the way it looks. Goes in there like that. The brass washer goes on top of that, and the internal tooth, it's too big, but use it. And this big old, oh, it ain't right, but it's all we got to work with. And I tell you what, I've used a lot of these, and I have found out that when they tighten this, when they put this thing together at the factory, I guess so the parts won't get lost, they tighten this nut up too much right here, and it messes the threads up on it. But anyway, you just tighten it up right there and kind of hold that screwdriver right in the side of that right there kind of lightly while you tighten this up. Now make sure that indent in that clear thing, if you've got a socket, just shove it up in there and hold it. But if you ain't got no socket, and most people ain't, so I want to show you how you would do this. Just put that screwdriver right in there and tighten that up ever so gently but tight. Set that right. And what I was telling it to you, the brass washer is way too small for that thing to make contact on it like it's supposed to. But check it, make sure it's right, and that is okay. At this point right here, your lead out from your condenser would go on here. I'm going to leave it off for the time being. And the internal tooth, the other one goes right there, lock washer, and that nut goes on right there to tighten that up right there.